Hey everyone, good afternoon. I'm Lori Wilson. I am the owner of Hot Cotton, and today I'm just going to do a quick video kind of on the basics of getting started on your projects. I'm talking specifically today about furniture painting. I furniture paint quite a bit. I have a booth that I sell and do some of this stuff, but my go-to is with DIY paint. So those are my favorite. They're from Debbie's Design Diary, and typically what I do is I find pieces of furniture that are old and they need a little love and they need some repair and whatever it might be. So, I'll find old dressers and repair them, put new knobs on them, just brighten them up. And these paints have been wonderful for that. So I'm tackling something different this time. So today what I have is, I want to show you all this dresser behind me. So I ordered a dresser for my son because he just needed something quick, and I found a really good deal on Wayfair. I hate buying furniture, to be honest, because I feel like I can find it anywhere and make it better. But this was a kind of a quick thing, so I ordered this from Wayfair, and it's just a basic black dresser. And when it came, the whole back leg was broken off. So let me see if I can get a picture of what this looks like down here. So down on the back left, you can see, this is just paint that I spilled. I don't know how I did that, but that's just paint. But down the very back, that whole back leg was broken off. So it couldn't even stand on its own. So I reported that to customer service, and they were wonderful. They have a great customer service department. And they said, we apologize for that. We'll just send you a new one to replace it, and you could just donate the other one or chuck it. Thinking, heck no, I'm gonna save it and I'm gonna fix it. And so that's where I am. So I've been busy doing other things with some older furniture, and I've done a lot of interesting things lately. I've kind of come out of my comfort zone, and I'm telling you, these paints, I've used a lot of different chalk paints, but the DIY clay-based chalk paints are my favorite by far. They're just super easy to work with. I'm not an artist. I love to paint though, and they're just very forgiving. You don't have to do a lot of prep, and I don't want to prep and sand and do all this stuff. I just want to get to work. So that's what these paints allow you to do. So you don't have to prime it. Sometimes you can, but really you don't need to do a lot of priming and sanding. Even when you get a new slick surface like this, I might scuff this up a little bit. I don't know yet, but I don't need to. Maybe just some light sanding, or may just clean it really good with just one of those, like a TSP paint starter that just kind of takes that slick finish off. So I might do that. But I've been painting with a lot of color lately. Our market maybe is still a little traditional, and I look for those fun, funky people, but the things I've sold recently that are kind of flying out of my booth are white, or a version of white, farmhouse kind of distressed style. So I think I'm gonna go back to one of those pieces. And I did have a vision for this dresser that I did that was in this space. It was an armoire, and my vision was to go kind of white with black or distress and have this big farm scene on it, and it turned into a blue mermaid. And I don't know how these things happen, but if you just kind of follow what your creative inside's telling you, just go with it, because it really ends up being worth it. So anyway, so for this one, tall upright dresser, still has the little pulls on it because inside there's just these basic little knobs. So let me show you. I'm probably going to use a transfer because I really like these transfers. Again, they just really enhance a piece of furniture and give it that customized kind of look. This is a farm and garden one, and I've been kind of hanging on to this one for a while too. I think it's perfect size for a dresser. It'll probably cover the whole front. It is a paintable transfer too, so that's an option. I've seen people just kind of dilute chalk paint and color in just subtly. Some of the flowers and leaves, we have some great colors. The DIY colors, they have a lot of great vibrant colors. You can dilute those with water, or may just leave it black and white. We'll just kind of see how that goes. But this is something I've been dying to use this one, so I'm probably going to use that. Paint. So some of my favorites right now: Apothecary, DIY paint. These are just the best. This green is just a beautiful soft green. It just goes on really well. They don't smell. It kind of reminds me of childhood in a way, actually. It smells like Play-Doh a little bit. So, but you can paint in the house. So when it gets colder or it's hot, whatever, and you don't want to go paint in your garage or wherever your space might be, you can paint inside. It's not going to bother anybody. So anyway, this is a really good color. I might use this as an accent color. But my favorite white right now is Vintage Linen. I just love this paint. And you know, they go really far. So just this little 8-ounce sample jar, I'll be able to paint this piece of furniture and more. I mean, it's just really goes a long way. One thing I learned about this paint though, the other essential you must have is a spray bottle. Now I used just a basic spray bottle, but recently I learned about these fine mist sprayers. You can get these at any beauty supply. I picked this up we have a Sally's here, so I picked it up at Sally's, and I think I got a couple of them. Then I got a small one because I thought they were just so cool. But they really help your paint go on and blend, especially when you start blending other colors, and you can spray them. And just every time you wet it, it reactivates that paint because it's clay, and then you can move it around really well. It's just wonderful. So these are essential. This is another color that I really like. It's called Weathered Wood. This is a gray, kind of grungy gray. I'm thinking this might be a good accent color, like I may frame the outsides and then blend with the vintage linen. And speaking of blending, this is a cool little brush. So I usually use the typical, not typical maybe. These are the great chalk paint brushes. This is a Paint Pixie brush. I love this brush to pieces. This is a perfect size too. It holds a lot of paint. This is number 12. And you can see, you know, I think I used Bohemian Blue the last time I used this. So it's real pigmented. So it does stain, but it's clean. So I'll use white and not worry about this bleeding. It's clean. And the bristles don't come out. They're soft, hold a lot of paint. These are fabulous brushes. But anyway, the blending brush is kind of a new thing to me. So if you are doing a lot of framing and blending and you're spraying, you know, I always have lots of tools in my hand. This blending brush just really kind of is another option for you, and in a way makes it go a little bit faster. So if that's something, if you're cranking out a bunch of furniture and you want to get some stuff done, this is really a good option. So all of these things I have in my store, but I'm also working on getting them on my website. So hopefully by the time you're watching this, that'll all be on there and I can include those links for you. And always, always, always. Now these are wonderful little towels. I think I got them at Home Depot. I think I know Home Depot just as well as I know my grocery store where everything is. But I like these blue towels because they're a little heavier and they're soft. So if you have to kind of distress something even, you can use these because they don't come off all linty and they almost feel like cloth and they're disposable. So these are really good too, besides the fact that I'm always gonna spill something because that's just how I am. I look at some of these people and they're so beautiful and they're painting and their clothes are clean, not me. I'm like Pigpen. I'm sweating, I've got paint everywhere. So I have to get prepared. I'll put on my homeless painting clothes, drop cloth, and then have all my tools around. But anyway, I just wanted to share that with you and kind of give you some steps on what you need to do just to get started, or what I do to get started. And hopefully we'll do a second part to this to kind of show you the progress, and we'll go from there. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me up. Please like this, send list a comment if you like, subscribe, and I will have some other links below for you. Thank you so much, and we'll check you next time.